Mobile phone can say replace a laptop or a computer, yet but did not have good hardware to run the software. 4 out of 100 had a good hardware. India itself is superior. So the brain doesn't know if you get injured and thereby it will not heal.
Hi, sir. So the first thing is, how do you want us to address Dr. Siddhartha, sir?
Just say this good.
Thank you, sir. So welcome to C-Talk. We are live with Siddhartha Nair, the visionary founder behind Zeuron.ai, a Forbes-recognized unicorn that is quite literally reprogramming the human brain. To give our listeners some context, Zeuron doesn't just build software, they've pioneered digital therapeutics using their flagship software. They've pioneered Mimo platform. They have merged high-end gaming with neuromorphic hardware technology that mimics the human nervous system to treat conditions like Parkinson's and nerve damage. Siddhartha, your journey from a PhD at IISc to leading a billion-dollar deep tech company is a master class in turning complex science into a global business. We welcome to the show. So, sir, most people hear AI and think about chatbots, but you are building the physical hardware and that mimics human brain. In this era where everyone are writing software, what was your inspiration that building a hardware-first business?
So that's a very interesting question. See, most of you guys are building applications of phones, mobile phone applications, right? Mobile phones are great. I don't disagree on it. But at the same time, mobile phone can't do a lot or can't do everything, right? It can do all the basics like Word, this, that, all those things, emails, great, right? But our whole idea was a bit different. You are still not in an era where a mobile phone can say replace a laptop or a computer yet, right? Especially for high functioning work, right? So, and the worst part, if you see most of the laptops that you guys have, it would be like kind of a little lower end, and very few would be having a really higher end laptop. So we did not start building a hardware first startup, that's the truth, right? So we also tried to look into can we utilize the existing ecosystem, because why rebuild something and why to pass on the cost to the consumers. So we made our games as we thought, and our idea was can we help in health, well-being, and can the whole brain be decoded? That was the whole start of the idea. But when we went into the market, we got a shock because people did not have good hardware to run the software, right? Because it was not just a application, it was using your deep learning, it was using your computer vision, it was using your ML codes, etc. And all in the edge, that is all on the hardware device. Right? We don't want to do a lot of cloud computing in this scenario. And can't do. Imagine you're playing using this computer vision and your data is continuously going to the cloud. All kinds of privacy concerns will start coming in. So the whole idea was can we do it locally and can we do it real time? When we did that, we saw that hardly 4 out of 100 had a good hardware which could run such things, right? And secondly, if you see the kind of country that we have become, unfortunately, is a lot of us are having sedentary lifestyle, diabetes. We are the diabetes capital of the world. A lot of metabolic issues around the women, especially basically pre-marriage. You have PCOS, PCOD that's been on rise. Then you have perimenopause coming in, post-menopause coming in, IVF has been booming, right? So all of these are metabolic scenarios that needs to be corrected. And then if you look into it, post-COVID, a lot of you must have seen that you have brain fogs, neurological conditions are in rise, so on and so forth. So unfortunately, we are developing, but we are becoming a country of sick. Right? So the idea was, how do we really help you? And that's where the concept of neuroplasticity came in. So what is neuroplasticity? So neuroplasticity is the ability of your brain to learn. Now, what does that mean? So, when you are young, you must be seeing that if you have one chapter to read, probably you will read in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. People like me, lesser than that as well. But as you grow older today, probably you may be taking 1 hour to solve the same chapter. Or you may not have the interest to read the novel anymore, right? So, the learning ability has not stopped, but it has slowed down. Now, our idea was, and this learning ability can happen lifelong. That's why people tell that we can learn lifelong. Now, our idea was, can we use this concept of your brain and help you in your day-to-day life to treat you as well? So if we are able to stimulate a learning environment continuously to the brain, can the brain and body become in sync, and thereby these disease conditions which I spoke earlier, probably doesn't exist. Now to do so, we need to have hardware, and we also knew that if you build another costly hardware like a gaming laptop, so on and so forth, that means people have to pay for that. Plus, people have to pay for the software. Everything is going to be. So now our thought process was, can we build a hardware which functions like a brain? So again, I'll not get into too much of technicalities over here because I need to that's a session on its own. So now our idea was, can we utilize that at the operating system level and the hardware level itself, so that we could get a really good performance which can run such kind of AI, and it could do a lot more than just that's how the hardware came into picture. But this hardware is agnostic. It's not just for them. It can be utilized for defense, your day-to-day computing. It could be used for all kinds of automation that's happening. So one particular example that I would like to give, that we are building a concept where an entire home can be controlled and monitored using Emo, and that could be great for, say, refugee shelters, cold climates of Russia, right? Cold climates of Alaska, India itself is to be utilized. So a lot of such concepts are coming in.
So what was your inspiration to get into this specific build this specific venture, especially dealing with neuroplasticity, how the brain works in people with all this kind of disabilities that you have mentioned? What was the inspiration?
So I was always awed about the brain right from my childhood. It was not like it started just today or yesterday. I was always awed right from my childhood. I've been coding since I was 10. I was 10 years old. That is my fifth standard. So my fifth means it was 99, early 2000 when computers were just coming in. I was fortunate enough to have an access to a computer back then. So I'm coding since then. So it was fun for sure, and I was all over the brain. But I was not planning to do anything about it. That's the truth, right? At least I didn't have any plan for sure. But the nudge was when my mother got diabetic. So the diabetic neuropathy is a condition due to diabetes where neurons get affected. So you cannot sense anything, right? In your limbs especially, both in your in the entire periphery, but both in your legs as well as hands. So your sensations are lost, and because of that, the brain doesn't know if you get injured, and thereby it will not heal. And if it doesn't heal, it leads to gangrene and amputations, right? That's how it works. So when my mom got neuropathy, that's when that nudge I got to take the next step and start figuring out. So I didn't figure out this answer now. I've been working with the brain since 2010. I'm working with the brain since probably 2005 or so. But 2010 is when I started to first do something for stroke as my bachelor's project. But then something happened to my mom like this, and that's when it, that you need that inspiration to cross the line. That was my inspiration to cross the line, to start building something around it.
So, sir, how do you market the product as a complex neuromorphic computing to a non-technical hospital administration?
Very difficult. To be frank, everyone in the company has a role, right? Some will be great with sales, some will be great with market, some will be great with product, etc. I'm great with tech. I am great in raising funds. I can do a good job in that as well. Sales, I can do technical sales. But common man says, I really don't know. That's the reality. So best part is to hire a team which can do it, and that's what I did. But easy way to make people understand is don't talk about technology, because none of your customer really wants to know your technology. All they want to know is what is the application, and does it do one of the three things. One, save time and hence improve the efficiency, bring in more revenue, right? Third, can I get my patient treated well and thereby I get more customers, right? So all they need to know is these three things. How can I do that? They are not bothered with whether you made a neurocompute system or whether you made an application or whether it's a black box. They are all okay with that. Your call. What they want is there any of these three things happening? And our customers are both doctors as well as consumers like all of us. So for consumers now, what is the problem that they want to solve? Hospital, this. For consumer, if their child is having this kind of condition or their parents have this kind of conditions, can this tool help them to improve the condition of the child? Emotional connect. Over the long term, does this make sense? Does this reduce my overall cost burden for hospitalization? So, any of you know if you have a diabetes, right? Uncontrolled diabetes, or even to an extent controlled diabetes, what is the lifetime expense that you spend on diabetes? Any idea?
Monthly, I can tell around 3K. That's the minimum, bare minimum.
No, it is not 300 rupees a monthly. It depends on what kind of drugs you're using and where you're going. Right? You start with 300 rupees. First you'll have one medicine, then you have two, then three, then four. That starts affecting different organs like eyes, kidney, heart, so on and so forth. Now all medicines have come in, suddenly kidney fails, you start your dialysis, then transplants, then eye surgeries, etc. etc. Roughly a common middle class person, I'm talking about lower middle class person, would end up spending anywhere between 4 to 15 lakh rupees on diabetes alone, right? And that depends on how well you're controlled. So if ma'am told 3,000 rupees for a month, in a year it's 36,000. Now you add the inflation cost over next so many years, and this patient is never going to come completely out of diabetes. Though he may get into remission, that doesn't mean the diabetes is gone. As soon as his lifestyle is changed, again he'll get diabetes, right? Or again his sugar levels will be high. So overall, you end up paying that much. So can now in long run, if you spend this much, can my overall expense reduce substantially? Can my life and quality of life increase substantially with this industry? That's what they want to see. And so you need to be clear on your marketing perspectives, that you don't kind of make technology your hero. Technology is your moat. I hope everyone understands what's a moat. So for me, technology is my moat. With this technology which we built across so many years now, I can build concepts like crazy. Like new concepts can come in. Right? So it's my moat. I can be faster, I can build whatever people have built in less than half the time, or 1/3 or 1/10 of time, and thanks to the AI age, probably 1/20th of the time today, and go to the market and still kill the market very easily. Right? So technology is my moat. For consumer, it doesn't really matter. Solving their problem matters.
So, Zeuron operates at a very, it's at an intersection where it's between gaming, healthcare, AI. There's a mix and match of everything. Now, this is a very specific category. Healthcare being something that is already being well established, AI being something that's already in the boom, or let's just say currently it is the current age, it's age of AI. And gaming is a sector where globally it is already established pretty well, where in India it is still growing. Now, how does Zeuron in this kind of multi-sectoral situation, kind of an intersectional situation, how do you create that category of people? Are you disrupting an existing category? Because healthcare is, the system of healthcare, for example, with diabetes, the system is already preset, like you have limited forms of treatment. And how do you define that this is the category that I want my product to go to?
So I'll divide this question into 4 parts to define. First, Zeuron is different. Zeuron is a platform which has a number of things, and that's basically the whole technology platform that we have built. So that's not in the intersection of gaming. That has hardware, operating system, application, analytics, blah 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 blah. Mimo is in the intersection of gaming, etc. What you're telling. So Mimo is an application of the Zeuron tech stack, right? That's the second part of it. Third part of it, to be frank, healthcare is broken. Not only in India, everywhere it's broken, right? If you look into US, a typical person who say earns about $30,000-$40,000 a year or $25,000 a year can't afford healthcare there. They don't have insurance. Even if they have insurance, it's a low-tier insurance which will not cover most of it. So most of their metabolic and their food is super bad, right? Full sugary doesn't really make a lot of sense to be frank. Of course, they were, it depends on which part of US you are. Some parts are colder, some parts are warmer, but they can't afford it even today. We are telling that it's already established. That's not true. Some conventional treatments are established. Yes, that's not established. That's because there is enough evidence that it works. But there's a lot of scope still pending. A lot of still efficient way that we can do. Currently, only thing that is established is drugs. And the reason why when I say drugs, I'm talking about the pharma drugs, right? So only thing that is established is this pharma drugs. And that is established because of the kind of studies that they do. And they are able to do that study is because any of this condition, right, they can make up to ₹1 million or probably $1 million as well from one patient over the lifetime, right, with that same drug or little more incrementally innovative formulation, right? So that's what happens. So they have established a lot of this. So most of the modern medicine is based on this drugs mostly. With regards to longevity, human performance, etc., it's an unexplored, underutilized area, under-tapped area, and that's where we come in. So we are disrupting digital therapeutics too, but there are other peers who have tried it earlier, failed it, and that's why we can learn from those failures and take things forward, right? So we are disrupting that aspect. But again, we are building in India for the growth. Right now, we are trying to first launch and get the India market perfect before we really go to the global market and hopefully next 24 months. Right? But if you see my CRM, which gets my inquiries, most of them or many of them are from UK, Gulf, the GCC area, basically UK and US, Canada, right? So that means these developed parts of the country, they don't have a good condition. So if you talk to my customers, some of my customers who are staying there, especially expats. So when I say expats, they are typically Indians living in these countries, right? So they tell that I don't have a support system here. They let's say they have a child with a certain condition. They come to India, do some therapy for a year. When I say therapy, I'm talking about occupational therapy, speech therapy, all this stuff. But then they can't be in India forever, they have to go back. And when they go back, over there they don't have any support system left to support them. UK, try to go and reach out to a doctor. I think a specialist, you may get an appointment once in 6 months or sometimes once in 2 years as well if your condition is bad. So that's the situation of UK. Similar in the US. US, you have more access to the doctors, yes, but the cost is prohibitive. So now, how do we make it affordable, accessible, and at the same time profitable for the company? So that's why we are trying to be in that intersection. But as I told you earlier, technology is just our moat. What we are trying to do is, healthcare needs have never changed, and I don't think so it will change also. How we solve it keeps on evolving, and today this is the way where we solve it. Tomorrow this may fail and we may have to figure out some other methods to solve it.
Yeah, that was very insightful. So I understand that now Mimo being the one at the intersection and Zeuron being the tech stack, it is not the way that we actually understood the venture in the beginning. And it is a very specific category, like you said, like digital therapeutics, you're already disrupting it. So it was quite insightful on your behalf. So now let's head to the audience for a question.
I have a question for you. If I want to work at Zeuron, should I learn code or learn to understand the brain?
Okay, good question. To be frank, having a little understanding of coding always helps, no doubt in it, because that helps you to kind of learn things faster. That's a good. But it really depends on what you're trying, which goal you are looking for, right? But understanding the brain is a common thing that everyone needs when it comes to Zeuron. Because if you don't understand certain aspects of your brain, then it becomes little difficult for you to connect with what you're doing, right? And brain is complex, but currently out of 100% of brain, we probably understand 2% or less than 2%. And in that less than 2%, we can do something about it for 2%. So it's like 0.004% of what something we can do with the brain. So probably you can understand brain faster than anything else to it. If you look into the percentage aspect of it. Right? So yeah, I would say try to understand the brain a bit more, and that helps. And just to further answer this question, coding, thanks to the AI's prominence, it's easy. As long as you know what you want to get it done, agents could take care of a lot of it. Of course, the base level, not the hardcore level, but base level, any application can build.
So, sir, what changed the most the day you hit the unicorn status? Is it the pressure or the hiring or the vision?
I don't know from where you got the stats of getting unicorn status. I hope you get there soon. Valuation wise, we can talk 1001 things, but that doesn't really matter, right? Point is, don't run real status. Run real solving the problem. Everything else will keep coming in, right? Even if I don't know if you've heard a recent podcast by Zomato's Deepinder Goyal or someone. I'm sure they are like very big now, right? I don't know the valuation to be frank, because it doesn't really matter. Right? But he did take it, I think, even today I can get post. Right? So that's how it is. So if you are irrelevant, you can get post, wherever you stand. Point is, are you building something seriously strong that can help people? And can that really take it forward? And rest everything is just a noise, nothing else.
So, sir, how do you lead your team of PhD scientists to think like commercial product managers? And what is the biggest cultural shock transitioning from your research lab to a Forbes recognized startup?
Okay, leading team of intellectuals is always difficult. Very difficult to be frank, because everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own thought process and own ways to do things, right? But to be frank, for me, I don't like to research in lab. I've never done research too much in lab. Lab is okay to have. I like things to be in action. So that's a very common thing that I know, right? Be it fundamental research, be it applied research, I love it to be in field. So that was right from the start for me. So that helped me. So that's the reason my research background doesn't bother me. It just adds a flavor to how I think. Research. It's not changing the how I operate. Firstly. Secondly, to be frank, a lot of researchers do understand this aspect today. So that's a relief. But problem comes in when you don't have a system. Even today we don't have a system, right? So system is a thing that continuously keeps building, and we don't know what will work, what will not work. So systems will keep happening. So when we have systems, it helps a little bit, to be frank. But again, it's always a chaos. And point is, how do you organize the chaos? That part researchers understand a lot, because we always be in chaos and always in noise, and we need to really take out that one small thing out of the noise and chaos around us. So that's where PhD helps. But at the same time, at a degree level and all those things, it doesn't really matter. So it's the same people, organization, same people skills, same organization development that we do. It's all the same, I would say. It doesn't change any of these things, right? So fundamentals remain the same. It doesn't change. Only thing is you need to start becoming better in defining KPIs. If I'm talking our words, or outcomes, if you're talking my words. So if you know what's your input, you know what the output that you want to reach, I'm sure if you are an engineer, you'll know that process will get formed, and that's what we operate on.
So now you being an entrepreneur and working very closely with AI, I would like to ask you a more generalist question. Especially this would be a doubt in a lot of the students here nowadays. With AI automate a lot of these tasks, technical tasks day by day, what do you think is the one human skill that is very important and that can make you, irreplaceable or employable in a leadership team?
Intuition and hard work.
Can you build a little bit on that so that our listeners get a briefer idea?
Okay. So now, yes, AI can give you a probability of everything, right? Based on the variable that is known, and it may predict some unknown variables. But intuition is that feeling where every variable tells us don't do it, and yet we do it. And when we take that risk and put that extra hard work and figure things out, and you find it, that's what is intuition, right? So, how much ever we be data driven, we be AI driven, blah 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 blah, you need to have a great intuition. And for having that great intuition, you need to be well read, have great knowledge, have a good network. You should be talking to people all the time, and that's how your intuition builds, right? So that's one critical skill. And when you go against the impossible and make it possible, I'm sure no AI ever can do that. First. Second, sales. Sales is always emotional. There is always an emotion attached to a sale. Even if an organization is buying, they may, and all the logic tells don't buy, they may still end up buying if you hit the right emotion. Right? So, these are the two skills which AI mostly can never achieve, right? Until unless we give it an autonomous status. I don't think so anytime soon there is an autonomous AI status that we are going to get. But point is, you need to be ready to put that hard work. See, documentation, and so Indians are very poor in documentation. I would say use AI to document as much as you think you want. So at least one boring task that you guys have, you can make AI do it, right? Rest of the boring tasks boring task makes us money. That's the reality. How much ever innovative you are, at the end, money is paid by boring tasks, right? Like for example, cold calls, follow-ups. These can be irreplaceable. You have to do it. No other option. These are boring things. But when you keep doing it, you get the results. As long as you are ready to do that, any way it is. I'm not talking about the sales and marketing, but about all others as well. Now, if you're looking into your functions like HR or technology management or operations, your biggest variable that you have to play with is humans. There are so many types of humans that you have to deal with. Sometimes dealing with humans is very tough. Rather, I deal with AI, that's the reality. Right? Today's reality. So if you are able to do good in these areas, it helps. And finally, network. So how many people you know and how good you are with that person is very critical. Because you don't know when doors open up. And sometimes it's just about one phone. So this happened because the other day I just pinged ma'am, telling that, okay, do you have this connect? And then this happened, right? So it's just about reaching out as and when needed. You may not be able to reach out every day, but at least once in 1 month, once in 5 months, once in 1 year, reach out. Tell a happy new year. Who knows that that ice breaking movement happens when you just do that ping, right? I have a good example of my colleague just yesterday. He had done some good lead generation over last month, had 80 plus leads that he had to follow. He thought, okay, let me follow up today, and he did a couple of follow-ups, and suddenly he got 2 warm leads out of cold leads. And that was just because of a random ping. It will come, let's meet. And he met yesterday. Right? So it's just about how do you really make your network really work.
So I guess our listeners would have a much briefer idea on how people skills in network building, sales, and intuition, for that matter of fact, actually helps you become an irreplaceable human. Now we would head to the audience for a set of questions.
Just before you ask the question, one more thing I would like to say. Guys, we underrate sales, but sales is the most critical skill that you all need. Not only about selling product, because even for getting a job, you have to sell yourself. So it's a non-negotiable skill that each one of us have to have, irrespective of the role that you're going to.
Good morning, sir. So I would like to ask a question about what are the major challenges you faced during scaling up Zeuron? And I'll make more convenient about my question. Like I will take your own example. Like you went to diabetes. In this market era, if a person is positive by diabetes, you absolutely go to the doctor and take a medication with the tablets and all. Then another one example is Zeuron is coming up with a hardware which controls entire home. In this market era, there is already a products like Alexa which is already controlling all electric appliances like lights, fans, and all things. So how did the Zeuron influence people's mindset to go through this?
Cool, great question. I'll always tell you one thing. Alexa is still a primitive technology, to be frank. Okay, there is always scope for improvement, right? And that's where we are coming in, right? And it's not about so when you build an ecosystem, it's not about replacing another device. Now, it's about how do you control everything aspect of it. So, for example, when it comes to say Mimo, it's not just about controlling Alexa or talking to Alexa or something like that, right? It's about how to have a cognitive intelligence that, let's say, without you telling Alexa to do something, can Alexa do that for you? And not through schedules.
Yeah, it does not do without asking anything.
Exactly.
That's only I'm asking if Zeuron products will do like that.
That's what. So that's the whole idea. The understanding of brain and cognition that we are bringing in, that is our idea behind it. And we don't want everything in your cloud. We want everything at your home. We don't want the data to be in the cloud. Right? So let's say all the data in the world is at your home only, not stored in some remote server. Right? And you are able to control these things just by recognizing your emotions. Let's say someday you are coming home, you're damn stressed. The camera that's there, the CCTV camera that sees that's there at your home or outside your home sees you, and kind of tells that 70% sure that you are stressed today. As soon as you open the door, let's say some lighting changes and some sudden nice music comes in without you have to do anything. Instantly you will start feeling better. Right? Can I reach to that stage? Where can I help you to improve your performance just by these small things? Where I don't have to do anything much. I just need to kind of know, let's say you are stressed. Today was a sales call which did not go well probably. And you need to something to lighten up so that you can get recharged and do much better job. So can I just switch on a neuro music which can instantly play with your brain and enhance your say your alpha waves, thereby relaxing you a lot. And can that alpha wave give you a short delta burst where you sleep for 10 minutes time just because of the music? And after 10 minutes, rather than putting an alarm, can that music change to alpha and then beta mode so that after 10 minutes you're just waking up through the music? Right? The whole control is happening at that. Can we do that? So that's the goal that we are trying to look. And can that increase your performance overall as a human performance? So that's the vision that we are trying to see if we can replicate, right? In regards to challenges, I would say that is the first thing that we keep doing it every day, every second, to be frank. So you have to be very specific if you want to know what challenges, because challenges come right from people to technology to market to legal to compliance. I don't know what all I can add in that. But if you specifically ask, I can probably share a lot, but there's a lot of challenges that we have to go through.
You can share major problems of one or two.
See, to be frank, at that point of time, everything is major. Right? It becomes minor or major after that is gone. So, it's not easy to tell that this was the major thing or this was the major thing, right? But if you want to just point me out a major thing, I would say biggest challenge that I would tell is hiring the right manpower. Okay, in the sense, many of you, unfortunately, work for a job, right, which gives you a salary, right? But companies like us, we want much more than that. We don't want a 9 to 5er. We don't want someone who thinks about JD, right? We don't want someone who thinks about packages. That's the reality. We want someone who thinks this as an investment, which grows over a period of time. So, getting that mentality among freshers is pretty difficult. Even freshers, even experienced candidates is very difficult. And finding few who can think like that out of billions of Indians is, the most challenging part, I would say.
How do you see Zeuron growing now that you're already on the Forbes list of startup to watch?
Doesn't matter. As I told you, this thing doesn't. They are just like probably telling the world that we exist, but those things doesn't matter. We have gone through our phases where we didn't have any money for a couple of months to all the way where we had a lot of money for a few months. So we have seen a lot of ups and downs already in our lives. So it's about, am I relevant today? Can I solve the problem? If not, can I improve the technology? Can I further solve the problem? At the end of the day, make my customers' life happy, and in turn, grow as a company profitably. That's what is the only thought I've always had until today. But so we are not trying to run behind money. We are trying to solve the problem, because we know that if we solve the problem, and if we solve the problem with some profits in it, we will automatically sustain it.
Yes, sir. So you've already answered basically the question of what your social impact is by Zeuron, and you also made it quite clear that revenue is not a thing that you have in your focus. So what I would like,
revenue is in my focus, but we don't try to just see my money.
okay. So being a company where you have a social impact, like you are on the healthcare sector. You are also, focusing on holistic development, and at the same time being an AI-based startup. Where do you think is one place that you see a major challenge that you foresee coming in the future? Not the one that you already face, but something that you're looking forward to, that this might come up and this will be an issue for us.
So, given that advent of AI is going on and we don't know where it is going to reach, regulations may keep creeping up and sudden mushrooming can happen. So we have to be always the safe side of regulations. That's one unknown for any businesses, to be frank, who are in AI, especially in health AI. So, but again, because we have done our basics right, I think we will comply 99.99% of the time. But regulations can kill businesses very easily, so that's where that's one place that we have to be very careful of. Second place is people's emotion itself. So a lot of people think that they are going to lose job with AIs and things like that. So that can go sideways for us in that scenario. If people, in our case, say doctors start thinking that AI is going to replace me, or humans start, or like the consumers start thinking that AI is that everywhere. I'm like tired of AI, sick of AI. Those things can come in picture. But truth be told, like all these things are possibilities, and if you keep thinking of too much on this, it's like these days the word manifestation is very popular. So I'll say you may end up manifesting those on you. So rather look into positives rather than challenges. Have an anticipation, do the right thing, no doubt in it. But if you keep doing on right things, those things will just pass on. You don't have to really bother about it. Right? So, see, our major benefit is we don't keep data in our clouds. We have just analytics in our cloud. So even if someone comes and hacks my server with analytics, it will be head and tail for them. They have to hack the user to really get the answers, right? So we have given the power. We are giving the power of data to the user itself. You keep your data. Don't even give it to me in the cloud. I don't want to, pay a substantial cloud compute cost for managing your data. So that's the reason why that makes a powerful thing, because we are not playing with the data and that trust starts getting built. So half the problem with AI is always data security, data privacy, misuse of data. In our case, that base thing itself is with the consumer. So what will I do for that? Mostly we'll be safe.
Yeah. So, sir, if you could leave us with just like one North Star principle for navigating a career in this age of AI, what would it be? Like any final words for the future entrepreneurs in the room?
So this one is not only for entrepreneurs but for everyone. Have a good vision in front of you. What do you want to do, say 50 years from now? And walk towards that vision. Take the jobs which will lead you to that vision. And don't go behind money. Money will follow you. Right? More you go behind money is the lesser that you earn. Rather, I know many will think that it's philosophical, that go behind the excellence. But that's true. If you are good at what you do, if you are the best at what you do, I'm sure you will get your right value. Right? So get yourself skilled so much that, see, competition exists everywhere, right? Point is, how better are you from the competition? So best way to do it is that don't compete with the person next to you. Compete with yourself and try to be a little better every day. And that should take you through, I believe. And same with for entrepreneurship. I have a big vision, and then I'm looking at every day how I can improve Zeuron. I'm not trying to see who is coming, and I like to be aware of my competitors, but I'm not trying to see like who is coming with a similar solution to us, etc. But we are trying to see how we can be better every day, and how we can keep spreading the wings. That's what I follow as well. Same thing I would tell you, that just be looking into that. Money, valuation, value, all those things will keep coming in. As long as you do your hard work, smart work, and you are at it every day. So even on the days when you don't want to do it, you have to be at it. So as long as you do that, I'm sure no one can stop you.
So, sir, thank you for showing us the most successful business are actually built when science meets a visionary, and you've also told us why. Yeah? You've given us a new perspective on how empathy and engineering, can scale together. Thank you so much, sir, and it's been a privilege to have you with us. And we wish you and the team, Zeuron.ai, continued success as you push the boundaries of what's possible with the brain health and more. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Nice talking to you.